What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with some more Trails into Reverie. Last time, we finally finished off Act 2 for all characters. I mean, we had already finished Rean and Rufus's Act 2 a couple videos ago, but we still had to finish Lloyd's, which is now done. So, now we're back at the Trails to Walk screen, which has Rean and Lloyd's routes locked, seemingly because they start off a bit later. But we're going to be picking up with Rufus, seeing where him and the rest of his crew went off after his mask broke. So let's go ahead and take a look and see where we end up. March 17th, midnight. Oh! Nine Volley is the ones who picked him up? But who? Jingo or Ashley? Oh, Jingo. Which is funny because obviously both the SSS and Rean's group have extensive knowledge of Jingo. So she went against them in this case. Oh, so now she's in the air transport. She is doing a transport service instead of just being in a store.
一応許可証は持ってるぞ。つうか、あんたらに言われてもな。保護者同伴でピクニックに行くガキ集団にしか見えねえぞ。
Well, that's why, at least in the fan base, I call them the picnic crew.
言えてるかも。しかし、保護者の方には驚いたぞ。まさか正体不明のお客が実はあのルーファス元総督だったとはな。ああ、今はルーファス新総統だっけ？
Rufus Alberea.
やれやれ。先ほどリーン君たちにも言ったが、新総統は私ではない。
それって。ねえねえ、ルーファスって何？つまりこの人は本当は C じゃなくてルーファスって言うんだよ。ルーファス。C より可愛い。85点。
Okay.
おお、スーちゃんより高得点だね。
だから基準がわからん。
みんな知ってるってことはルーファス有名人なの？超有名人だよ。帝国四大名門の一つアルバレア家の長男にして測量時代のクロスベル初代総督。前の大戦では宰相と皇太子と一緒に戦争を先導して終戦後はその責任を
More like he turned himself in. If he didn't want to be arrested, then he wouldn't have been.
他にもいろいろ面白い噂があるけど一般的にはそのくらいかな。へえ、やっぱりナディアはいろんなことを知ってるね。
そういう担当ということかね。
まあね。
ナーディアのやつ、また変な挑発をしてないといいが。
Yeah, well, he's apparently not making a name for himself. Not done making a name for himself. Because 3 days ago, he busted himself out of jail so he could lead a load of black-clad soldiers into Crossbell and occupy it again. Then he declared himself the new supreme leader and claimed he was carrying on the late Chancellor Osborne's will. And you're saying that wasn't you? Yeah, hang on, you were in Crossbell yesterday and at noon today making statements. When do you have the time to go to Heimdallar? He couldn't have been at this Crossbell. Like you said, he's been with us the entirety of today and yesterday. Then that means... So there are two Rufus Albereas, or more like... One of you's a fraud? So it seems. I've no interest in making a public show of him being one, mind you. But I am the genuine Rufus Alberea, of that you have my word. I guess I believe you. Even if Crossbell mistakes the other guy for the real deal, your brother would be able to tell the difference. Can't say I even care. I'm in it just for the mirror. Speaking of, I thought the Erebonian government seized all your assets. How are you going to pay your fare? I've long kept my assets spread out in the event something like this were to happen. What the government seized is a mere fraction of what I own. You really do prepare for anything, huh? Phew, I was worried we were duped into doing charity work for a sec. Well, we've come this far. I think it's about time you started filling in the blanks. About what exactly? You. We don't plan to call things off just because we know who you are now. But you've got to admit, you're not an average guy, and that means being around you is a huge risk on our part. I think you owe us a more thorough explanation of what you were up to before we met and what you're after now. It's the least you can do if we're to keep working together. Very well. I'd intended to do as much from the very beginning anyway. You'll have to understand the full scale of our situation before we advance to the next stage. Oh boy, what are we getting into? Rufus's tone remained flat as he recounted recent events. Here we go. It began at night on March 14th, when Ark's fort in the Cruzen province fell under attack. Okay, so this is literally, like, 3 days ago. This was the work of the Emma Defense Force, who were there to aid the Crossbell Division of the Imperial Defense Force in their escape. Upon freeing the IDF from their underground cells, they continued on to another cell in that same fort, Rufus Alberea's. Yet their aim was not to free their former leader, but to assassinate him. Oh wow. Rufus definitely turned the tables against them while also managing to extract a wealth of information, even if their knowledge lacked the finer details. He learned that they had abducted Prince Oliver and would be executing a major operation in less than 24 hours. He also learned of a small suitcase that the EDF wished to find with great urgency. Sensing trouble brewing in the wake of Crossbell's liberation, Rufus then resolved to escape to better assess the situation at hand. So he really didn't cause any trouble being arrested for a good 6 months, until, obviously, he feels like he has to take care of this. The next day, March 15th, was no less eventful. An imposter using Rufus's name and face as his own stormed Crossbell's signing ceremony and declared it occupied once more. This information, paired with intelligence gathered to suggest further trouble brewing in Heimdallar, helped the real Rufus ascertain his next objective. He issued a statement claiming that the prince's abductor to lure Class 7 to the Imperial capital, and following that he set his sights on Oryx Canyon to take his enigmatic case the EDF were so desperately seeking. You know the rest, of course. Wow. You've been a busy boy, huh? Well, I've been cooped up in a cell for half a year. I had plenty of pent-up energy, eager to be spent. To continue, it's clear the actions of the EDF and my spurious self were planned to the letter. I imagine a multitude of events these past few months have been part of their grand scheme, not just the recent attack on the city. The post-war occupation, the occupiers electing to ignore my calls to surrender, and even the city's liberation a month ago. If this fake Rufus is pulling the strings here, you being around is only going to be one big headache for him. You think it's possible you being locked up in the same place as the IDF was intentional? I would assume so. Everything about it, right down to my assassination attempt. And that in itself was just a small part of something much greater. Then what are you planning to do about it? You sound like you got a pretty good idea of what you're up against. So what does the real Rufus want? I have two goals. The first is to eliminate the imposter who seeks to use my name for ill. Makes sense if it means them being around equals people trying to kill you. The second is to settle a past debt. Oh? Crossbell's current status traces its origins to the war that ended not long ago. I, the primary member of the Ironbloods, was one of two who led the charge in that war. The other being the very man who I revered as a father, the late Chancellor. Having made this mess, it falls to me to clean it up. The Ironbloods are an awful loyal bunch. I also feel a certain degree of responsibility toward Crossbell as its former Governor General. Let me see if I've got my head around this. In short, you want to rectify Crossbell's situation to fix whatever's going on in Erebonia. That sum it up right? That would be the end result, yes. You know, it's a lot to expect 4 people to pull off. That's why I never specify it being us to achieve the end result. There's no reason it has to be us who faces our enemies. Confronting evil and overcoming it with heart and willpower is best suited to heroes, not villains like myself. Like Reed and his friends whom we fought earlier, and their SSS counterparts in Crossbell. No need to imitate what they have perfected. Works for me, doesn't feel like our style. What we can do is learn the truth behind these myriad occurrences in our own way. And we can start with the very valuable clue we happen to have in our possession. What is it? Why are you staring at me? You're just so cute we can't help ourselves. Really? I see, that makes perfect sense. To be admired is the destiny of a masterpiece. Gaze upon me to your heart's content. It's hard for me to picture a doll being the key to unraveling all that's going on. It's weird, yeah. And her not remembering anything makes it that much harder. Got any plans for tackling that one, boss? I just so happen to have a question for you, too, regarding that very issue. Georg Rosenberg was her manufacturer and the man who requested that she be delivered to me. Well, technically, yeah. Now that our work in Heimdall is done, I was hoping to visit him in person. But your hesitant response tells me that may not be possible. Has something befallen him? No, he's fine. It's just not much would be gained by going to see him. He's the one who gave us a job, but he specified that he was just an intermediary. My guess is whoever had him give us the job also, the job's also the one who got him to make her. Mainly because he didn't seem to know much more than we do right now. I see, then our only choice is to aid her in recovering her memories after all. I assume you don't know where you were originally crafted? Wish I did, but I'm afraid not. I got a place we can start at least. Jorg didn't exactly deliver the case to us. He said to pick it up from the Moon Temple. He must have hidden it there before hightailing it out of Crossbell. It'd be a safe bet to say she was made there or close to there. Almost certainly the Rosenberg studio on the Maine's mountain path then. Sounds about right. We passed it on the way to the temple but didn't go inside. A wise decision. If the Meister hid the case elsewhere, then the studio has been compromised in some manner, I'm sure. We still do not know if her memory loss was unintended or deliberate. But danger or no, it's possible we'll find something to ease our current predicament. So we know where we're going then. Our course was always going to lead to Crossbell. The timing is apt, we may as well go now. But how are we going to get in when the borders are so well protected? Fear not, I have a plan, though it will require some preparation. I'll need your participation in order for it to work, but the details can wait. For now, rest well, children. Well, there you have it. Rufus Route Act 3, Light in the Dark. I was getting so sleepy while they talked, but I feel wide awake now. Perhaps I'll tour the ship and see what everyone is up to. Amazing she can get tired when she's a doll, but I mean, I should know better than to question it at this point. Hey, Loppies. Is she asleep? Sure is. It's a shame, I wanted to play with her. Sorry to disappoint, but let her rest, okay? She always wants to sleep, so today's been a long, rough one for her. Does she normally sleep a lot? That's an understatement. She spends most of our off days out like a light. She's even fallen asleep in the middle of combat. Has she ever been to a doctor to fix it? Oh no, she's not sick, just very laid back. It makes life a real pain sometimes, though, let me tell you. Sure it does. But she's my partner, and there's no one else I'd rather depend on when it counts. Besides, I swore to protect her in her brother's place. I intend to honor that for the rest of my life. Are you and her brother different or the same? I'm finding it hard to wrap my mind around the idea of siblings. Let me put it like this. How would you feel if Georg Rosenberg were to make another doll exactly like you? If they were exactly like me, then they would be perfect. The world being blessed with more perfect things to admire is a good thing. Well, what if the doll wasn't as cute, pretty, or strong, or emotive as you are? What if others called them a failure? There isn't any such thing as a Rosenberg that's also a failure. But if by some chance that were to happen, I'd be very annoyed to hear others speaking of them that way. There you go. That's how siblings are. Do you think Rufus would be annoyed if he heard something like that about his brother? That's who the boy we saw before is, right? Beats me. I don't know the first thing about what goes on in that guy's head. So it's a mystery. Yeah. Anyway, you should try and get some rest while we have the chance, assuming dolls need rest anyway. Okay, thank you, Swen. I was really expecting for Nadia to not actually be asleep.
兄弟か。私にもいたりするのかな。
Well, if it isn't my littlest customer, you want something? I just felt the urge to tour the ship, and you're hardly big. I'm still bigger than you, and come to think of it, I haven't introduced myself to you yet, now have I? The name's Jingo. If there's anything you want your hands on, just give me a holler. I'm Loppies. Nice to meet you, Loppies. By the way, you're not human, right? Indeed, I am not. I am a proud Rosenberg doll. Heh, the world's full of surprises. You don't look surprised to me. When you're in my line of work, you meet all kinds of folks. You're not the first unusual customer I've had. I'm not? Your job sounds very interesting. You know what else would be interesting? Mods. Could I interest you in a Gatling gun for an arm, or eyes that let you shoot lasers out of them? I'll give you a pretty discount. You can do all of that? It'd be worth a shot. I agree it would be interesting, but none of it sounds as beautiful as my current design, so I'll kindly pass. No big, if you change your mind, you know where I am. I certainly do. Anyway, it's about time for Cerberus's lessons. Cerberus! What's his lesson about? Being the strongest guard dog around. Well, now I've got to know. What does that take? So far, I've had him help with the cleaning and run my shop, but today he's getting pointers on flying this baby. He's got to be able to navigate anything life throws at him. That includes a steering wheel. Okay, first, I need you to plop yourself on top of my seat. Wait, is this gonna work? Guess as long as your front paws can reach the wheel, it's all good. You can do this, Cerberus? Good boy. Hang on a minute. I wasn't going to butt in at first, but I can't keep my mouth shut after what I just heard. Oh yeah, what's that? Maybe the whole idea of trying to teach a dog to fly this airship. Still not hearing what the problem is. How's he supposed to learn if he doesn't take the wheel? Oh, this is a problem. You're trying to make a dog transcend the limits of the K9 species. I mean, already running a shop was pushing it. Come on now, you're just exaggerating, but you're welcome to tune in on his lesson if you want. What part of what I said makes you think... I just had a dream where the whole airship fell out of the sky. Where are you, S? Comfort me! Anyway, we're paying for this flight, so if you want to attempt the impossible, do it on your own time. We'd like to live for the landing, if you please. Ah, fine. You're one tough customer. Poor Swin.
ケルベロスは可愛いわね。後で撫でさせてもらおうかな。
I'm sure that can be arranged.
残念ながらここは先約済みだ。寝るなら他の場所にしたまえ。
こんなところで寝たりなんかしないよ。
ならどうしてここに？
星が見たいから。ルーファスは？
少々夜風に当たりたくてね。
It's probably nice to have the mask off for once.
さっき聞き忘れたことがあるの。
何かね？
ルーファスが有名人なのは分かったけど、結局いい人なの？悪い人なの？
You know what's funny? Rufus might end up seeing this, like, relationship with Lapis as, like, the one he didn't really get to have with Milliam. Even though they were Iron Bloods, you know, Milliam never really got to spend much time with Rufus.
どちらかといえば極悪人だな。
そんなに？
ああ。自分の目的のために何でも利用してきた。地位も名声も人の心も。
I mean, not that it makes up for everything he's done, but he's trying to make up for it now.
機動精神と貴族の矜持は効率の前に捨て去り、道徳にも命にもさしたる価値を感じない。
それは今も？
ああ。現に目的のために君を利用している。スウィン君にナディア君のことも。それに先ほど帝都で会った弟とその仲間たちもね。
それは確かに悪いこと。ルーファスはとても悪い人ね。
理解したようで何より。それで君はどうするつもりかね？
どうもしないよ。
なるほど。人形には善悪の区別はないということかな。
違うよ。ルーファスは私に責めてほしいの？それとも慰めてほしいの？
まさか。
じゃあどうもしない。ルーファスが有名人でも大貴族でも極悪人でもテロリストでもルーファスはルーファスだよ。
君の目には一体人間はどう映っているのかね。
人間が何なのか私にはまだよくわからない。でも善も悪も羊も生い立ちも何をしても何をしなくても何を持っていても何を持っていなくてもその人はその人だよ。理由なんていらないし、誰が認めても誰が認めなくてもそこは変わらない。
まるで超越しているような考え方だな。それとも機械知性ゆえの客観性かな。
わからないよ、そんなこと。だってそれが人間でしょ。
かもな。
だからルーファスはルーファスだよ。
かもな。私はいつからだろうか、自分の人生に意味を探し始めたのは。不義の生まれとして生を受け、それを知りながらも実子とした父。 一方で実の息子でありながら平民の血が流れているというだけで遠ざけられた弟。
Yeah, I mean, Duke Alberea was a piece of trash to both of them.
それを知った時に理解した。私は私ではなく、ただの記号として公
Look at
爵
these
旗
two
を飾ってい
brothers.
るだけだと。ああ、なんと醜く、なんと耐え難い。自分はそんなくだらないもののためにここに存在しているのか認めない。認めるわけにはいかない。だが否定しようとしてふと気づいた。だったら私は一体何のためにここに。そんな時だった。人は自分に欠けているものを探し求めるというが、ならば私はまさに真の父というものを彼に求めていたのだろ
Understandable.
う。いつか父を乗り越える。そうなって初めて私は自分の存在意義を見つけられる。そんな確信があった。後の人生はただそれだけを目標としてきた。どんな努力もしてきたし、どんな手段も厭わなかった。それでも届かなかった。勝利できる条件を多くかき集め、確実な道筋を必死に組み立て、その上で不遇な環境にいながらそれでも正しく強く成長した弟と
So he's envious of what
そ
Rufus
の仲間
became.
たちに正直
There it is.
羨ましかった。所詮偽物の自分は本物にはなれず笑ってしまう。結局私はなぜここにいて何のために生き、そして
ルーファスはルーファスだよ。何をしても何をしなくても、何を持っていても何を持っていなくても、その人はその人だよ。だってそれが人間でしょ。
たわごとだな。こんなところでは寝ないのではなかったかね。人形に風邪をひく機能があるかどうかはわからないが、今宵の星見はここまでとしよう。
He really is a father with 3 kids at this point. You even more than just Lapis, you could see, you know, Swin, Nadia, and Lapis being the, like, essentially what Lecter, Claire, and Milliam, well, I guess what he regrets that they couldn't have been to him, you know, like siblings. Are you all prepared? Ready to go anytime. We're good at this stuff. I don't know what you're preparing for, but I'll give it my best. Our interests will be best served if you say nothing at all. Meh. Okay then, I'm gonna make a landing. Crossbell Airport. Well, they made it into the city. Well, we're about to. Halt, are you authorized to be here? Oh. Your Excellency. So he's pretending to be him. What is the meaning of this? You stand in the presence of our supreme leader. We informed you in advance of our arrival. Why were you not ready and waiting? Our deepest apologies. There's no need to be quite so harsh. These are good men. This airport has only been under their jurisdiction for a few days. It takes time to adjust to new responsibilities. You are merciful, Your Excellency. We will ready a car for you at once. No need. I've arranged for one personally, so remain here and continue your duties. Yes, Your Excellency. Now, the only time this is going to be a problem is if they run into each other. What a bizarre experience. Not everyone gets to be their own imposter. It's hilarious. Good on you for thinking it up, boss. Well, I wasn't lying about them being good. It won't be long before they learn the truth from their superiors and come after us. We shouldn't remain in this city any longer than is needed. Can't hurt to scope out the place first, though, right? I suppose we'll have to make it a brief tour before continuing on the main mountain path. This part of scoping it out means inspecting all the restaurants? That's gonna have to wait till next time. Especially since we're wanted. Oh, okay, back to normal. Alright, I got this stuff from Jingo. What is it? A farewell gift, apparently. Oh, for fishing. What, does she think we're off on a picnic or something? What's a picnic? You're too darn cute, LP. No point in looking a gift horse in the mouth. Let's use it. We'll look like tourists or something. Good for camo. Indeed, I'll leave its use to your discretion. Just try not to stand out too much. Got it. Might be nice to take a breather every now and again. Swin and Nadia can now fish. Kinda funny it's not for Rufus. Rufus is now in stealth mode. Rufus will move about the city in stealth mode due to the Ram's functionality. When Rufus is the party leader in town, he cannot be seen by others or use shops. So just don't walk around as him then. Well, we're back in Crossbell. The geofront is locked.
それでどこから調べるの？あっちの行政区ってところに行ってみる？そっちは新総統が出入りしてそう。でも逆にいい情報が得られるかもね。
情報収集は時に大胆にかさすがによくわかっている。
まあタイミングを見て行ってみるか。
Oh, this is precisely. And seeing as it appears to be vacant, we best be on our way. Well, I guess we can see if there's going to be... So most of the people in this city right now should be under the effects of the curse. Or whatever we're going to call it, Ilya's dancing thing. For you, citizen. I said it before, I'll say it again. Rufus is just the dreamiest. And that dark red cloak over his hot, over that hot white military uniform, delish. I almost thought she was talking about you. It's flattering enough to be me, but no. It is you. Well, the fake him. Is Wendy still in here? Hi, welcome to... Oh, it's not often we have kids your age coming by themselves. Just between you and me, if you're the good kids I think you are, you should stay home where it's safe right now. I don't know what the deal is with that Rufus guy's speeches. They keep playing on the monitor cars around town. Did they say around down? I think that was supposed to say town. But they seem to be brainwashing people into following his every word. Be careful. Anyway, if your kids get in any trouble, I'll try my best. I'll try to help you the best I can. I know some good people, and I'm sure we can find a way to help you, even if we have to keep it on the down low. My, how generous. We'll keep that in mind. She's friendly, isn't she? And well connected if she knows people who are working underground. I guess it wouldn't hurt to, Jeez, that's expensive. Good enough, I guess. The security here is too heavy for my liking. I'll have to find some other way to get to the main mountain path. Sucks to be us. Even though that's the location they want us to go. Alright, let's go to West Street, I guess.
お前らやっぱり程度ではほとんどサボってただろ。
What the heck's going on? Pops was totally against the Supreme Leader's whole thing, but suddenly he's changed his mind out of nowhere. My bro did the same. Could it be, brainwashing? Mommy and Daddy have been acting weird too. Are we gonna start acting like that? I don't know. Let's just make sure not to listen to the Supreme Leader. Yeah. Clever children. Wonder how Oscar is doing. Oh, that bread smells so yummy. Hey, that's a pretty discerning nose you've got, little lady. We only sell the best bread in town. Feel free to have a look around. I promise you'll like what you see. It's our bread and butter, literally. Everyone needs good food to keep their spirits up, especially at times like these. Can we get some bread to go? Please, Nadia, pretty please? I don't see why not. What's that pitch black stuff over there? Oh, that's our latest. Bennett baked it herself. She even made the dough from scratch. It's really good, despite appearances. Wish I could say the same about her attitude lately. I try not to worry about her, but she hasn't made it easy. Well, if her bread is good, then I say we have to try it. Hope you two remember we didn't come to Crossbell to eat pastries. We're getting distracted. So does that mean Bennett is... I'm glad people seem to be taking to my new chocolate bread recipe. Not that I'm surprised. I was praying for everyone to have a safe... Oh, okay, never mind. Safe future as I bake, so I'd like to think that came through. Oh, if you're wondering why it's pitch black, that's because the color is inspired by the Supreme Leader. Oh, wait, never mind. And the Duskin Dancer. Oh no. She is affected by it. I hope and pray with all my heart that the United Nation of Crossbell will become a tranquil country. Wait just a minute, she... Yes, this must be the brainwashing at work. It's taken a hold of so much of the populace. So Bennett's weaker than Oscar when it comes to this stuff. Or maybe she just happened to see the broadcast. We're here, I guess we can try and check in on Yuna's family? Even though none of these people would know Yuna's family. I swear, all I do lately is sigh and sigh. No matter how worrying things may get, I can't keep going like this, darn it. I'm sure Matthew is trying his hardest to make things, the best of things over at Michelin too. I'm worried about Yuna, but I know she's doing what she can with her teacher and classmates to set things right. Gotta pull myself together. I need to stay positive for Ken and Nana's sake. So boring around here now that the city's been occupied again. Yeah, everyone just goes on and on about the Supreme Leader. It stinks. What the? Who's she and where'd she come from? Whoa, you're dressed like a doll and your hair is super fluffy and really cute. My, what good taste you have. I am Rosenberg Studios' masterwork doll after all. Praise me more. Huh? Whoa, really? Listen, I know they're just children, but you shouldn't blow your cover so easily. Sorry about that, you two. Our little friend likes to tease a lot. Don't take her seriously. Aw, really? It was just a joke? Now I'm confused. Oh, well. Yeah, probably not good to just tell everybody that you're just a doll. Security looks tight up ahead. The main mountain path is up ahead, but we'll have to use an alternate route. Alright, well, I guess we are going to have to, go to East Street then. Wonder if the Bracer Guild would have gotten shut down again. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go through the Harbor District and walk our way around. Alright, but we're gonna end things off here, so next time we'll keep checking around the city as we head towards the Mains Mountain Path and start heading up that way. So, that's gonna be it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.